Look at how bright my sweater is. I feel like just a big gigantic rainbow. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a foundation review on this right here. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop a foundation. I know it's been out for a while and I actually filmed this video a few weeks back and I was editing all of the footage and honestly I just didn't like the way the whole video turned out. So I thought screw it, I'm just gonna redo the video, film my review of this, and it's actually a good thing because I've actually had a few extra weeks to play with this particular foundation and I have lots of thoughts on it. So if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about this little bad boy, make sure you keep on watching and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you join my makeup family on YouTube, and also give the video a big thumbs up while you're down there. As you can see, I've got some crazy psychedelic colors on. This is actually my favorite hoodie. It says Smile More. It is from Roman Atwood's Smile More shop, romanatwood.com. This is not sponsored, but I love his merch and I love the message behind it, Smile More. It's always a good thing to keep in mind, especially when you're having a pretty crap day. Hair is up, I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna start slapping this on my face. I haven't primed yet, but I am gonna go in with my Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. I'm gonna use a brush to put this on. I wanted to get the Can't Stop Won't Stop primer, but unfortunately it was sold out at the NYX store that's closest to me, and I couldn't find it at Shoppers Drug Mart either. So I'm just gonna roll with my Tatcha primer because I know this has been working wonders for my skin since I picked it up, and I know that it actually works really well underneath this particular foundation. Primer is on, and while I give that just a quick second to settle into my skin, I do have the description of the foundation pulled up on my phone here, and I did want to go through a couple of details. It does say that this is a lightweight, waterproof, and pigmented foundation. It is full coverage, and it comes in 45 flattering tones that don't transfer. It's supposed to give you coverage for up to 24 hours and control shine and mattify your complexion all day long. They also say that it doesn't stop there. This foundation is non-comedogenic and it's suitable for normal, oily combination and sensitive skin types. And I do have to agree with that. Even those with normal skin, I'd say I'd be a little hesitant to recommend this product to you just because it is very, very mattifying. And if you don't have oily skin or at least combination, you may have skin that dries out really quickly with this particular product. If you do have normal skin and you do want to try this product out, I would just probably say set your face very, very lightly with a powder or not at all if you're comfortable with doing that, and see how the foundation wears throughout the day and play around with it a little bit. But I know for my oily skin, I still have to set this bad boy. I picked mine up in the shade Light, and I probably should have gone with Vanilla because this is very, very light for my skin tone. So you will see in just a second how light it actually looks. Some folks like to apply this foundation with a brush. I love my beauty blender, so that's how I'm gonna do it. Just taking it off the back of my hand and starting to pounce it around. And y'all can see that is a very light color. But as always, I am gonna make this work. I am gonna bronze my face like a goddess, and the foundation will look phenomenal. Hopefully y'all were able to see how easy that blended out. It went on flawlessly. Oh, guys, I am going on vacation starting Monday, which is probably when this video is gonna go live. So when you're watching this, I will be on a plane heading over to Europe. Anita and myself are traveling to Europe for 2 weeks. We are so excited. Our first stop is gonna be in Amsterdam. So we're gonna be right in the heart of the Netherlands. We want to see so many things. Anne Frank's house, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, you know, however you actually say his name. We want to see the canals. We want to go to The Hague if we can. We'd love to see the palace and all of the tulips. anything we can really get our hands on. And of course, the red light district, because I don't think anyone can go to Amsterdam without hitting up the red light. There's the foundation blended all over my face, and it has provided relatively decent coverage, although I am noticing quite a few red spots peeking through. So what I am gonna do is build it up slightly by taking about a half pump, or maybe a full pump actually, of foundation, again, onto the back of my hand, and sort of blending it out onto the back of my hand as I take my beauty blender and go back in just to add a little more coverage. So after Amsterdam, we're going to Rome for 4 days, and I think that is the part of the trip that I am most excited for, because I studied ancient history, architecture, archaeology, literature for about 11 years. I was gonna do a PhD in it until I realized it just wasn't for me. But I still always felt passionate about Rome and ancient Rome in particular. So I'm so excited to go see all of the archaeological sites, enjoy all of the food, some of the newer architecture. Gonna go see the Vatican if we can. And we're also gonna be doing a day trip out to Naples so we can go see Pompeii, and also, if we have time, I know it's squeezing in a lot, we'd love to see the Amalfi Coast, but that's more of an option that we can add on if there's time. But I think we'll have our hands pretty full with Pompeii and Naples itself. After Rome, we are heading over to Greece. We're actually going to spend 2 days in Crete and then 2 days in Athens just to check out all of the sites. I've been to Athens before, so Anita's going to be seeing it for the first time, but I've never been to Crete, and I know there's so much to see and do on the islands. I will be vlogging the entire trip, so you guys will be coming along with me for the ride and hopefully seeing everything that I get to see. Back to the foundation though, because that was a bit of a detour. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see just how this foundation is sitting on my skin. Alrighty, so if you see my eyes jutting to the side, it's because I'm looking at the viewfinder. But there is my forehead for you. Forehead, everything seems to be looking okay. As I move down though, you can start to see how the foundation sort of sits on top of my skin. Doesn't really penetrate. It's okay on my nose. It doesn't look really flaky or cakey or anything like that. But then as soon as you get to this cheek, and I don't know what it is about this cheek in particular, hopefully, oh, this is really translating. There, hopefully that gives you a better angle. But again, the foundation is really just sitting in my pores, and it's not, I don't know, it's not sinking in for some reason. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it is. And my chin looks okay, so does my upper lip. I mean, those aren't my problem areas. It's usually my cheeks and my nose. So this is how my face is looking right about now. It's not awful, and I know it does improve with a little bit of time. Once my entire face is on and a few hours pass and my oil has had a little bit of time to mix in with the foundation and sort of come through, things start to look a lot better on my skin. Not tremendously better, but a lot better. So with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead, finish off the rest of my face off camera, and I will be right back. My full face is now on, and yes, I did film a tutorial for the eye look that I am wearing. It will be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we're focusing on skin and foundation. So let me zoom you in a little bit closer so you guys can see exactly what's going on. It did take me a little bit of time to get this eye look done, so I've actually had this foundation on for about 1.5 hours, going on 2 hours at the moment. So it has had a little more time to settle into my skin. Some of my oils are starting to peek through, but because this is a matte foundation, they're not coming through really quickly. And that's also because I did set my face quite well with loose setting powder as well as my MAC Studio Fix powder. Even on my oily and textured skin, I find this foundation is settling into my texture as well as my fine lines. So hopefully you guys can see just around my mouth over here, my smile lines, the foundation has creased and just settled in there. As for the rest of my face, the oils are really helping mix this foundation a little bit better so that it's not just sitting on top of my skin. But if you were to come in really close close and stare at my skin, you could definitely tell that I have foundation on. There isn't this flawless filter that's sort of put all over me right now. The foundation does look fantastic on my forehead, but my biggest problem area at the moment, aside from my smile lines, is my nose. It does look really scaly, and it seems to have picked up on all of the dry patches that I have. So especially around my nostrils over here, you can definitely see the foundation is just kind of caked on there. It's not sitting well on my nose, and no matter what I do to it, nothing helps. I'm not gonna do my usual 3 to 4 check-ins throughout the day because I do have lots of errands to run, but what I am gonna do is just come back at the end of the night to give you guys some of my final thoughts around this particular foundation, and also let you see how it's worn after a period of 7 hours. So on that happy note, I'm gonna go about the rest of my day, and I'll see you guys back here in just a second in YouTube land. I am back for a final check-in. Oh my god. I'm so tired. I ended up taking out my nephew for his birthday, which was so much fun. We ended up picking up a video game when we actually went out to look for Dragon Ball figurines or figures, display things. I don't know. Nico was just gonna pick whatever he wanted. He had a budget and I was gonna pay for it. But it was just such a great day being able to bond with him and actually learning more about the world that he enjoys so much. Shopping with Nico. Anyhow, we did a lot of walking around and I didn't realize how tired I was when I got home. I legit put my head down for 20 minutes. I set the alarm. I'm like, I'm gonna take a quick power nap and then just get back to work because I got a lot of shit to do. And I ended up falling asleep for 2 hours, so good job, Dimitra. So here I am, finally awake again, but I can definitely feel my eyes are red, so apologies in advance for that. But you can see the foundation in all of its glory at the moment. I'm gonna pull you in just a second so you guys can see what's going on. I will say today has actually been one of the better days in which I've worn this foundation, and it's stayed on my skin pretty well. There have been some other days where it's just been a real hot mess. But let me zoom you in so you guys can see exactly how this looks on my skin. Here's a close-up of my forehead. You know, things are actually looking pretty good on my forehead. It's probably the only area on my face where there are probably zero issues except for oiliness. We then move over to the cheek area over here, and it is grease ball central. Do y'all see that oil? And I have not touched up at all today. And what I want to do is really bring you in close. Oh, sorry about the lipstick. So you guys can see how much it's settled into my fine lines here and creased. It really looks bad there. It's also settled on my chin really gross, so it's not looking phenomenal. Top lip is okay. Other side of my face, let me just adjust the camera here. This cheek is looking a little bit better than the other one. What I will say, and I mentioned this earlier, now that my oils have mixed in with my foundation, it does look a lot better, so my pores aren't showing through as much. But let's take a look at the nose, because the nose is bad. Most of the foundation has sort of wiped away. You can certainly see that it did not do very well at all on the bridge of my nose where my glasses typically sit. It gathered, transferred, smudged, disappeared, you name it, it did it. And you can just kind of see piles of foundation missing and collecting sort of at the ball of my nose, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Foundation deer, you know? So yeah. Not looking too hot there. So for me, having super oily skin, this stays matte for about 5 hours before I really start to see the grease come through. And when it comes through, oh, it comes through. You can probably see this on camera right now, even from a distance. My skin looks really glowy. Honey, that ain't glow, that's just grease. But what I am gonna do is take my beauty blender and just bounce it along my face to absorb some of the excess oil. and really try to fix it up along the bridge of my nose. And as soon as I finish doing that, my foundation really does go back to the way it looked when I initially set it with my powder. Unfortunately, that also means all of my pores are now sticking out. The foundation looks like it is settling into all of my dry patches, especially around my cheek area here. So while it still provides full coverage, like I'm not really seeing a lot of redness peek through outside of my nose area, it just doesn't sit super well on my cheeks, dry patches, and texture. This foundation is also not transfer proof. The minute I swipe my finger, I do get foundation that comes off, peels away, and reveals my skin beneath. So the transfer proof part may apply for the first couple of hours of application, at least for me, but it certainly does not extend to full day wear. Those are some of my thoughts around this particular foundation. Is it the best one I've ever used? No. Is it one that I will continue to use? Perhaps. Is it one that I would probably repurchase? No. What do I like about it? Love the shade range. I think 45 shades is very, very good for a brand, especially when they're offering different skin tones. I just wish they offered better descriptions of all of the foundation undertones, because when you just look at them in the bottle and even swatch them on your arm or do patch tests, it's still very difficult to determine which foundation is going to be a good fit for you. That's one of my only real gripes, if any. The package, I do like that it is a glass bottle. Y'all know I'm a fan of that. It is 1 ounce, so that means you get the average amount of product in here. I like the pump, although it is a bit of a ratchet pump. It doesn't always pump out the way you want it to. It kind of squirts all over the place.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Y'all knew it was coming. But the cool thing is the foundation is made in the USA and it's got a shelf life of 12 months. And that's my review of the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. It does eventually stop, so I don't know how I really feel about the name, but it is kind of catchy. I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found it helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't already. Like this video, give it 2 thumbs up because you really enjoyed it. And join me on all of my social media, because on that you'll be able to track me across Europe. And if you happen to see me in your neighborhood, don't forget to stop by and say hi. Oh yeah, and all the links will be in the description box below for you. Thank you again for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.